Welcome everybody, this is Monarch with rawfoodworld.com, and this is the moment we've all been waiting for. In my newsletter I announced that I have come up with a softening secret technique to take kelp noodles to taste exactly like pasta. I've never liked kelp noodles until now, after this discovery. When you take it out of the bag, it's like this. It's almost like you gotta like pull it. It's like stretchy. It's hard. It doesn't. If you squeeze it, it won't break. Yeah, it just won't break. But what we're gonna do, I'm gonna give you 3 sauce recipes that are incredibly good for kelp noodles. But the key here is the softening technique that I'm gonna share with you today. This is what takes it to a whole new level, and then you can choose whatever sauce you want. But we're gonna be doing a marinara sauce, a mushroom sauce, and an Alfredo sauce. So the first thing that we want to do is, okay, first off, with the secret, everything has to be perfect in terms of measurements. And what we need to do, I have a scale right here. This is a 16-ounce bag of kelp noodles, first off. If you get it on Amazon or any other online store, they're gonna be 12-ounce bags. This was meant for like restaurants and chefs, and I convinced them to allow us to sell them online. They're actually at cost on our website. If you get 3 and use the coupon code RAWFOOD7, you get them for like $3.82 each, which is an incredible deal. Anyway, so this is an entire 16-ounce bag. Normally 12 ounces is what we get. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna weigh it and then take half out because I don't wanna do the entire bag here. Okay, so it says 366. That means I need to make it 183 to get exactly half. It's gotta be perfect. 184. 183. All right. So what I've been doing over the last week is I've been experimenting with the ideal ratios to get this to be the perfect softness. But it's all about your personal taste. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pour water in here, and what we wanna do is use warm water. You don't want it to be too cold. It aids in the softening, I believe. And then the secret softening ingredients are baking soda along with lime or lemon. The two create a chemical reaction that makes something happen, and you'll actually see the chemical reaction when we do it. Now, depending on your preference of how soft you want it, will determine how much baking soda and I don't know how much baking soda you put in there. You could put, it's the same amount of lime regardless. I like it really soft, and I found the way to make it taste like super soft where it's almost exactly like pasta was in an 8-ounce bag. I will add 2 tablespoons of baking soda. You could do a half a tablespoon if you want, and it will just soften a little bit. 1 tablespoon will soften even more, and so on. But I did these measurements so crazy. I had them in like lines, and I literally tried 1 tablespoon in a teaspoon, 1 tablespoon in 2 teaspoons, and then 2 tablespoons, and then when you go beyond 2 tablespoons, it becomes too soft. Anyway, so I've been experimenting like crazy, and everything's gotta be perfectly level when you do this. So we're doing 2 tablespoons of baking soda. 1. 2. And then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of lime or lemon. You ready for the chemical reaction to happen? Here we go. Oh. And then you kind of just mix it together, and it softens immediately in your hand, like instantly. You can actually feel it to start softening. And then it actually happens pretty quickly, but it's already getting moist, softer immediately. and you could keep it probably for 1 to 3 hours. So again, if you don't want to do as much baking soda as me, you could simply do a lot less, and it makes a big difference in the texture of the kelp noodles. It is so good, it's crazy. With the sauces, oh man. Okay, so I just squeezed the rest of that lime in there, and because that's what I did the first time. So it's probably 2 tablespoons of lime or lemon versus 1. So it's practically like ready to go already. It's gonna get softer to the point where I like it, but if you don't like it that soft, then you could just do a half a tablespoon or a tablespoon. But this is interesting. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, so it's literally been soaking in here for just a minute. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. For a lot of people, this texture would be totally fine. You could probably even just use 1 teaspoon. Many people use 1 teaspoon of baking soda. I just love like the softness, like how chewy it gets to the point where I do it, so. All right, the kelp noodles have been soaking. So what we're gonna do is strain them in here, and then we're going to rinse it to get all the baking soda off. Oh man, the consistency is way different now. And then what we're gonna do, depends how crazy you wanna get with the rinsing. I like to get super crazy with it. Is I'm going to soak it without any baking soda now in a new glass jar. So now what I'm gonna do, is put it in here, and then just fill it with butter. And let it soak. And then I add Chia Oil or olive oil to it afterwards to butter it up and aid in the consistency, actually. All right, everybody, you guys ready for the first sauce? We've got a tomato sauce that goes right on spaghetti. I mean, kelp noodles. But anyway, let's check this out. This is an awesome sauce. What we have here is 4 medium-sized tomatoes. Just throw it in the blender. 1 medium-sized bell pepper, 1 cup of soaked sunflower seeds, 1/2 of a small medium onion, 2 of our Peruvian olives at therawfoodworld.com, 1/4 cup of our sun-dried tomatoes that are also at therawfoodworld.com. Everyone says that these are the most pure, clean, best sun-dried tomatoes there are. They're incredible. So we're just gonna throw that in. And then we're gonna take 1/2 of lemon. We actually only have limes here in Vilcabamba, Ecuador, so we're stuck with the lime situation. But 1/2 lemon, a pinch of Himalayan salt, and 1 tablespoon of nutritional yeast. Bam. And then we blend it down. Oh man, that is smells so good. And then we're gonna just pour this over the kelp noodles. I'm gonna make every single sauce right now, and then we'll get 3 bowls of kelp noodles and give you all the different sauces. All right, you guys ready for the mushroom sauce? This one is really good. What we're gonna do is you take 1 pack of mushrooms, which equates to about 2 cups, and throw it in the blender. 2 tablespoons of pine nuts, 2 stalks of celery, got another 1/2 a lemon, 1/2 an onion, about that size, which is like a medium, small, 1 avocado right here. Oh, I'm hungry. Like that. 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast. 1, 2. 1 tablespoon of pumpkin seed butter. Now, if you don't want to use pumpkin seed butter, you could just use more pine nuts. I like it for the nutritional purposes because it's got zinc. 2 teaspoons of sea clear. This is a fermented kelp and chlorella in a miso sauce. Romania from Shaman Shack makes this. This is a very popular product on our website. It's very clean and in terms of it not being like too spicy or anything like that, but it can literally make a taste change from regular raw to gourmet raw. And what we're gonna do is put 2 teaspoons of this in. Available at therawfoodworld.com, the sea clear. Love that stuff. This time, you can use celery juice for consistency, just a little bit. We'll start with that. If we need more, we'll do more. And then, we blend it down. Oh man. I think this is gonna be my favorite. I mean, they're all gonna be really good. Oh, that's so good. All right, third sauce coming up. All right, everybody, you ready for the final sauce? This one is an Italian Alfredo sauce. It is so simple to make and is so good. What we have here is 1 1¼ cups of cashews. We're gonna take another half a lemon, lime for local bomb Ecuador, 2 cloves of garlic, a ½ teaspoon of salt, and we've got Italian herbs. And you want to use 1 teaspoon of Italian herbs. These are like dried herbs. It's not like the concentrated spices that we're used to. Just so good. And lastly, all we have to do is add cucumber juice or water. I'm gonna start with 8 ounces and then build from there. It'll be about half of this. We blend. All right. Oh man, that is so good. You should see the consistency of that. It's like literally Italian Alfredo sauce. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is dress up the extremely soft kelp noodles. Let's go check it out. All right, so the next step is to drizzle some oil on here. You can use, I like to use Chia Oil because it's the lightest of all oils, or you can use olive oil. This is Biryani olive oil. It's a gourmet olive oil. It's like the Rolls Royce of olive oils in the raw foods movement. It's been around as long as I've been. Both of these products are available at therawfoodworld.com. And you just take the Chia Oil or whatever you want and do a little drizzle like that. And then kind of just like mix it in like this. It's like buttery spaghetti. Look at that consistency. Oh yeah. Oh, all right. All right, here's all the kelp noodle dishes. All the sauces are ridiculously amazing. You simply, and then with this consistency, it doesn't get better than this. It's like eating real pasta. And if you're freaked out from eating too much, from putting too much baking soda in, you can use less and it'll still be amazingly good. Wow. One more. I'm probably gonna eat them all. This is Matt Monarch, bringing you simple, clean, raw food recipes at therawfoodworld.com.